Well, ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I am going to be going through 7 different arena situations right now happening in the NBA. Teams planning for new arenas here in June of 2024. This is the June update going through 7 different situations. Where are they right now? Is there any new news? And are we potentially looking at adding more teams to the list in terms of possibly looking for a new arena? Beginning with the first situation, it is the Intuit Dome. It will be the next major arena or stadium to open in North America, and it is opening this fall. It will be hosting the LA Clippers. They are also going through a bit of a rebrand as well, changing their logo. So they're going to look a lot different next year. You've got the massive ring scoreboard going around, or the huge lower bowl, the Intuit Dome, $2 billion, the most expensive NBA arena in history. Now, part of that is because it's being built in Inglewood, very expensive place to build arenas or stadiums. The Intuit Dome at this point is pretty much done when it comes to the construction, and it will be opening in the fall, possibly late August of 2024. I think that's when it's going to have its first event. Its first NBA games probably will be NBA preseason action in October. The next situation, we have the new Las Vegas arena. So the expectation right now, as the TV deal is getting worked out, the NBA will then move to focusing on expansion in 2025, with Seattle and Las Vegas being the two cities. Now, Seattle already has a brand new arena that they renovated recently for the Kraken, the NHL team. When it comes to Las Vegas, they do also have an arena that potentially an expansion NBA team could use, but we've got 2 different proposals for NBA campuses on the Strip. One of them is for $5 billion, the other is $10 billion. I do think they want to incorporate a casino into the arena and also the surrounding area. They're going to be putting up other buildings around the arena. So we'll see what happens with this Las Vegas stuff. I do think Las Vegas will be getting yet another arena, and it will probably be very expensive when they do get an expansion team. They are heavy favorites. It's really coming down to Las Vegas, Seattle, and Mexico City. But I do think Las Vegas and Seattle will be the choices. Mexico City might get a relocation team depending on what happens within the next 6 or 7 years. The next situation we have, it is the OKC new arena. Now, there still are no renderings for this, which is pretty remarkable considering it's already been agreed upon. This is happening. It is opening by 2029. The total cost right around $950 million, so almost $1 billion for this arena, significantly cheaper than the Intuit Dome. And we will have to see when the renderings get released, but they've already got the area picked out. The reason this one's interesting is because there's possibly the biggest skyscraper in North America going right next to this arena, and we will see if it somehow incorporates it. It'll be interesting, but either way, Oklahoma City is getting a new arena by 2029. That is confirmed. You also do have Capital One Arena that is likely getting a renovation. The situation is a little strange. Originally, they wanted a new arena, possibly moving to Northern Virginia. That got struck down completely within 3 or 4 months. And apparently they've agreed upon maybe like a $500 million renovation to Capital One Arena. Based on where the arena is, it'd be very hard to build another, different facility in DC, considering it is DC, densely populated area. They're just going to do a renovation to Capital One Arena, and it will cost a significant amount of money, I'm sure. That's not a very good arena. I would imagine that's probably going to be happening in 2027 or 2028 because the lease is coming up soon and they're going to have to negotiate that. They originally thought about maybe moving to Northern Virginia, but it's not going to be happening. It will be a renovation to Capital One Arena. The next situation we have, it is 76er Place at Market East. So this would be the new Philadelphia 76ers arena that is scheduled to open in 2031. There was the initial rendering, and then they updated it with a newer rendering attached to a high-rise, I believe that's a residential building. That is their potential new arena that they want to open in 2031. Very strange project to be planning and have detailed renderings of a potential new arena that's not scheduled to open for another 7 years. This thing first came out like 2 years ago. They've been planning it. It was going to be in the Chinatown area. It was going to disrupt it. People were angry, and I still think they have to work all of that out, but there really isn't any new updates other than the fact that they did change the initial rendering into the new rendering with the attached high-rise building. And also it looks like the stadium is a little bit, or excuse me, the arena is a little bit different in terms of its exterior design. Also, it's supposed to have natural light, the windows on the interior. That doesn't surprise me based on where arenas are going nowadays. A lot of them are going to be incorporating the natural light. The next situation, it is the Timberwolves' potential new arena, and that process is seemingly headed by Alex Rodriguez, who is a part owner of the Timberwolves. They're looking at new places. I reported this about a week ago. The Target Center, and I had said it got a renovation. It still is known as one of the worst arenas in the NBA. So the Timberwolves looking at potentially getting a new arena. They have a lease through 2035, but they can break it apparently very easily. It'd only be $50 million in terms of a relocation fee. And there's been some people that have speculated maybe they will relocate from Minnesota, possibly to Mexico City. We'll have to see. It's just going to depend how much private money is going to be invested. Do they want a lot of public money? Does the public not want to pay? That's when things get really ugly. I'm sure we're going to get renderings for a new arena at some point. Doesn't surprise me at all. Even after the renovation to the Target Center, which happened 5 or 6 years ago, they're pushing for a brand new NBA arena. And then the final situation I'm going to be talking about, it is the San Antonio Spurs new arena in downtown San Antonio. They are trying to move out of their current area. That's the main reason they want a new arena, is because they want to incorporate downtown. There's the idea also of potentially building a brand new AAA ballpark downtown as well. I would imagine some big stuff is going to come out within the next few months because they really want to get this process going with Victor Wembanyama. He's entering his prime soon. You want a new arena. You want to incorporate it downtown. You're going to get a lot more money that way. Their current arena, the situation, it is not good, and it also kind of is an older arena as well. Although the main reason they want to move is because of the area they're located in. It's also interesting that the Dallas Mavericks and Mark Cuban, who sold the Mavericks, but he's still like is a team president or something, he still controls operations. They want to move in a different area as well in Dallas. That's something that could be happening as well. So there's a number of different situations right now when it comes to arenas. Believe it or not, there are only 2 confirmed new arenas that are happening. We know the Intuit Dome is basically done, and it will be opening in the fall. And then we know Oklahoma City will be getting a new arena in 2029. I would also expect Las Vegas to be getting a new arena. What I think is going to happen with Vegas, they will get an expansion team, and then they will play at T-Mobile Arena with the Golden Knights. It's a state-of-the-art venue. They'll play there for 3 years as their new arena gets built, and then they will seamlessly move into their new arena after it gets built, and the NBA campus that surrounds it. That's what I would expect for Las Vegas. And obviously, Seattle can move right into Climate Pledge Arena, no problem. But guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.